This year is but a fertile one. There has been a lot that you've been fighting through, forces that have been quite difficult to ground. There's been a push more than a pull, and you've been taking more action than is necessary to create what you want if you decide to create from the feminine. Those of you who choose to create from the feminine will have very successful and fruitful years. Creating from the feminine includes allowing a receiving, being in a receptive state, in a flow state. One of the biggest steps you can take is following your highest excitement and trusting, taking action from your purest desire and pleasure. So many women out there have a kink in their hose, a block to their flow of pleasure. This creates distortions in their 3D manifestations. Many women attempt to attract their ultimate beloved or whatever it is that they want in their lives, and they end up with a distorted version. They're in a separation phase, or they're in a poverty state, or they're working for a job making lots of money, but it's giving them cancer. These women need to unblock this kink in the hose. And the kink that is being unraveled massively, and things like the Me Too movement are a sign of this, is the sheer hatred of the feminine. I could go into why so many of you earthly children have hated the feminine. We could base it on galactic shifts, different astrological alignments that have created shadow in your consciousness. Ultimately, it comes down to there has been a long held hatred of the feminine. Not only a hatred of women, but also a hatred of men in their feminine aspect. This has shown up most of all in a disconnect between humans, hearts not being opened, voices not expressing, feelings being hidden and suppressed, the creative expression being deemed that's not important. Getting a law degree is more important than an art degree. Having an well-engineered building is important, but the feng shui and the flow and the beauty and the decorations and the ponds, oh, that's just feminine fluff. So this mindset, this masculine energy has been in your consciousness in certain places in the world more than others. For example, Amanda and Jack are heading to Bali, where there is a much more feminine flow and appreciation for magic, temples, offerings. And some of you are in that middle ground, but especially in the United States of America, where corporate apartment buildings are being spread across the forests, land being raped and devastated, water disappearing. This year is an important time to really gather together and do healing work, especially with healing water, healing through water, and donating financially, taking action to help those who are not receiving clean water in their land all over the world to have clear water. Water is going to be a theme that is somewhat problematic, and it represents this persecution or dirtying of the feminine. The soiled water, the polluted water, it represents the pollution of our thoughts that have told us that the feminine is weak, the feminine is bad, the feminine is not powerful. And that can often contribute to a split in the consciousness where there's an attack against the masculine. And so many spiritually awake women are being psychically attacked by themselves. This ends up showing up as procrastination, not being on their sole purpose, earning less than what they deserve, playing small, hiding their gifts. And so this can often look like women who are covering up with masks that look successful, happy, beautiful on the outside, but inside they're hurting. It can also show up as women who just don't show up at all. They only show up for certain easy things, the things that they find easy. So it's this balance of feminine and masculine. I, Mary Magdalene, or the soul group that is actually a body of celestial spirits beyond the earthly plane, devas of the feminine, all sparks of the feminine, truly. We wish for you in this upcoming year, through this galactic portal tonight, we wish for you to claim the sovereignty of the feminine, the impeccability of the feminine in both her flow and what could look like organic mess, as well as her power, her precision, like Mother Nature, who has sacred geometry behind her flow, her branches, and align that with her masculine. Because truly, the feminine and the masculine are one thing. They are expressed in opposites and they need each other. So may you in this upcoming year take action first and foremost from your pleasure and play with it and not get too serious as you integrate these very Syrian energies of precision, time, space, moving forward, taking action. Syrian is a very powerful energy. These codes are able to cut through. They're associated with advanced technology, the Syrian star system. To wrap it up, take action from your pleasure. Don't delay. Love yourself in the mess. And never forget that you are a daughter of Isis, the I am self, the feminine, the great mother, the beloved that always is and always will be. Okay.
Oh.
So I just wanted to give like full permission to just be who we are. I'm a woman of many words. When I channel, there's a frequency that comes through verbiage, and Jack is a man of, as one of our clients said, Jack is all heart, and he gets to the point.
Gets the point.
So yeah, I imagine your channeling might be shorter. So
Okay, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to connect to and channel what feels like the Pleiadians mixed with some Archangel Michael like energy. Many of you are not going to want to hear this, but this path is really not about finding your twin flame. When Jack began this path many, many years ago, it started out as him finding his life purpose. And when he started with that, it then evolved into naturally desiring his woman, and that being a huge part of this path. But it started out with connecting to and finding his purpose, his service to humanity. And this is in no way to pump up Jack's path, but there are many of you who are putting the cart in front of the horse. And when you are out into the world and you're constantly thinking in the back of your mind, where's my twin flame? Is that him? Or even if you attach to someone being your twin flame, but there's no physical connection. Once again, many of you are not going to hear this, but you have to let go of the attachment. If there is this attachment to someone being your twin flame when they're not there in the physical, you're putting blinders up. Though that person could manifest as your twin flame, the attachment is actually pushing them away. So the more you can focus on self-love and loving yourself so much and connecting to your service to humanity, your gifts, what are you here to do? If you were single until eternity, what would you do? Forget about your twin flame. It's not about that right now. for many of you. Connect to your heart, connect to your gifts, and give that to the world. Show up in the present moment, regardless of attachments to anything outside of yourself. Yes, you may have that bond with your twin flame, yet first it is important to focus on your individual purpose as an individual being, sovereign. Once you find that eternal sense of freedom within yourself, is when the rest will unfold for you. But you must do the inner work all the way till the very end before the rest unfolds. So whether that requires you to hire a mentor like I did, follow your passion, your excitement, whether that leads you to go on a 14-day Vipassana retreat, ayahuasca ceremonies, plant medicine, whatever journey is in your highest excitement. There is no right or wrong way. Following your heart, following that inner sense of truth, and taking action is key. We cannot just sit back and meditate, connect to our twin flame in the astral plane without taking any action in the physical. We're here for a reason. We're here to follow our inner authority, whether that's our intuition or our emotions. Follow our own inner guidance system without being attached to the outcome. That will lead you to everything you are seeking at this time. So whatever it is you can do, ideally in the morning of every day, to ground yourself, to connect to your inner guidance system, to connect to inspired action and to actually begin to take inspired action, that will be for your highest good.